Governorship aspirant for Benue under the APC. 2023 is around the corner, and you're youth. Do you think the youths are ready?
Yes, I think they are ready because 2023 is very unique. A lot of people are enlightened, more enlightened about politics or the importance of selecting or electing their leaders. The youth in particular understand the importance of participating in decision-making processes. They have been often neglected in the past. They have been used and dumped in the past. So as I said, they are ready. Next year is not going to be business as usual. A lot of the youths have shown a lot of interest in participating in politics, whether they want to contest for a position or they want to vote. They have demonstrated that interest, that they will be fully involved in whatever happens next year.
Do you think party politics will allow the youths to hold positions, top positions like governorship or presidential presidency, as far as Nigeria is concerned?
Yeah,
do you think?
The answer is yes. Yes, because even the parties are already showing that. They are already incorporating the youth into the leadership positions that they have. You can see the major parties already have that. You can see the PDP national youth leader, how young he is. You can see the one for my own party, the APC. And apart from that, you also have younger people holding positions. Recently, we had in my party, we elected a young lady as the national women leader. So, and in my own state, Benue, my party has the youngest chairman, compared to any other state in Nigeria. So the party is already showing interest in ensuring that young people participate and hold positions that will take the party to the next level.
How many youths have officially come out, aside from talking on social media that they want to become this, want to become, how many, aside from you, how many others have signified interest in running as a governor or as president?
Well, it's not going to, you see, I'm not expecting that so many of them will participate in terms of putting themselves up there to serve, because service has to do with the individual. So I want to believe that every youth that want to participate or want to present himself or herself to serve should come out and do that. They shouldn't hesitate. As I mentioned, I am participating, and I know that so many. The only thing I can say there is youth should be encouraged to do it, because nobody is stopping them from doing that. We have suffered, and this is the chance that we have to demonstrate that we have capacity and that we are ready to serve and change things or make things better.
What's your take on the insecurity in the country?
Well, we are in a very bad situation, and I'm not making excuses for this government, but they may have done what they think they are doing, or they may have done their best. But in my opinion, that best is not good enough for Nigeria. You see, the recent challenge we had in Kaduna is a clear demonstration that we are not on top of our game. That is the truth. And security for me, I always tell people, it's not the responsibility of a particular person. Security is the responsibility of everybody. So it means we all are stakeholders, and we must show interest or play our role, play our part before we secure our country. Nobody out there is going to do it for us. So we're not going to, for instance, rely on the president alone, because he is the chief security officer of the country to change the security situation in this country. We're not going to rely on the ministers or the National Assembly members or the judges, the judiciary, or the governors to change the security situation. It simply shows that all of us have failed, We all have a role to play. And if this is the situation we find ourselves, we have all failed. And we should admit that fact and begin to take up necessary steps to see what we can do to play our own role effectively to change the situation.
What necessary step are you implying?
If you are giving responsibility, for instance, to maybe the president, for instance, he is the chief security officer. How does he feel when with the current situation, how does he feel when he listens or watch all these on television, or some of them around him? How does he feel? I'm sure he's not proud of the situation. Look at the National Assembly. Do we have certain budgets that they need to approve in order to secure equipment or equip personnel that will be able to secure our people, life and property in this country? And have they approved of it, or have they turned it down? Do they think that this budget is too much to secure lives? The whole essence of governance is security. So that is their role, National Assembly. What about the police? What about the military, the Nigerian Army, Air Force and Navy? If they have a responsibility, they have a role to play. Now, what are they doing? Are they from within themselves jeopardizing the whole process? Do they have more within them? Do they have informants to these bandits, these people we call bandits? Something with the police, something with the civilians. What are we doing? What role are we playing? We recently had a challenge on that train. That should not happen in this country. If we've spent a lot of money to build that piece of infrastructure, that kind of transportation system that we've been longing for, yearning for so many years, and now we have it. It is helping a lot of people. A lot of people work in Kaduna, but they stay in Abuja. A lot of people stay in Abuja and work in Kaduna. That is one of the best things that has happened to this country. And one day, just overnight, we have destroyed it completely. It's going to cost us more than what we have to build that place. So who is not doing what? Are we patrolling the place? Why have we not ensured that we have security information ahead of time? Why are we being reactionary? Why don't we take proactive steps to ensure that some of these things don't happen? So if you build a rail line like that, if you ask me, I'm not a security expert, neither am I a transportation expert, but I believe that there should be surveillance, effective security surveillance, and enough security personnel, patrolling around these places. So if you have bandits coming in to just derail the train or create that kind of anarchy, and then a lot of lives have been lost, who do you blame? Everybody is to blame, because you don't even know if people were in that train that were even providing information to these bandits. You have no idea. You don't know if the train didn't have enough policemen or people that were well equipped to be able to repel some of these attacks. We don't even know. We have endangered the lives of civilians, helpless people, just because we have refused to put certain things in place. It is something that we should be ashamed of. I feel very disappointed that we've not been able to handle that situation until it's escalated to that position, because we have challenges on our roads. Kaduna to Abuja by road has been a death trap. Everybody knows that. So the only leeway, or the only opportunity we have to going to Abuja and coming from Abuja to Kaduna is the rail. And now we don't have it. So how do you expect people to? They can't even fly. The other day we were hearing that even bandits went into the airport. But that has never happened. I have never heard that kind of a thing. So the situation is getting worse. And so everybody needs to rise up to the occasion, starting from the president, the National Assembly members, our judiciary, the Nigerian police, the civil defense, everybody, the military, including the civilians. Whatever you can do, even if it's a piece of information or some knowledge that you have that will help to curb this situation, please, we should stand up and ensure we secure our borders and secure our country, because this is our country. Nobody is going to salvage this country for us. Nigerians have a responsibility to do that for this country to be better than what it is today.
Nigerians have been going through a lot, and you're a Nigerian. As a Nigerian now, not as a politician, but as a Nigerian, what are the steps you think we need to take?
I think the first thing we need to do is sincerity of purpose. we are not sincere. Where a lot of people are deceived. We lie about everything, almost everything. We are not honest in tackling the challenges that we have. I'll give you an example. If you see, I said we need to play our role in our own little space where we find ourselves. Okay. If something is budgeted for, you say this is for security, or this is for hospitals, or this is for education. Starting from the allocation process, we need to be honest about it. We don't need to overload the bills or the budget just to have something in our pockets. We don't need to frustrate any process that we know will be beneficial to the society because of our own personal gains. So a lot is going on. So when people talk about corruption, I say, what is corruption? For me, I call it disrespect and insincerity. You have a budget for hospitals, for drugs, and you don't want to spend it for that purpose. You want to divert it for your own personal use. That is disrespect for society. That is dishonesty. That is insincerity. And these are the basic things we need to do, without really pointing accusing fingers. One of the things we can do quickly is to focus on good leadership. We have never had good leadership in this country. Even when we have a select few that want to do the right thing, the bulk will just mess things up. We have a lot of people in government today that are trying to frustrate the efforts of government. We have a lot of people today who are not ready to do the right thing. So it's very difficult to have a way around it. The only thing we can do is the ballot paper, the ballot, our card, our PVC. We need to use our voters' card to change the situation. And again, it comes to the same corruption, insincerity, dishonesty that I'm talking about. If we go out there, let's not think about money politics. Let's not think about what people will give us and buy us. Because for the next 4 years, from next year, it's going to continue. Until we take that decision and make that conscious effort that we will select and nominate or elect our leaders, people that we think are not corrupt. We will not necessarily recycle. We can't keep having the same set of people. If we are doing something that's not working, change it. So we can't keep having the same set of people come to us, lie to us, tell us stories, and then do nothing. And then when it's time to elect, we go back and elect the same people. At least we should look at the checkable record. We should see what these people have done in the past before we take a decision on whether to bring them back or not. So next year is going to be critical to this country, whether or not we are prepared to take our country to the next level. We must come out and be honest, be sincere, and do the right thing, and refuse to be bought. This is my position.
There's hunger everywhere. Nigerians are hungry, and at the same time they are angry. And you think they will overlook that politician that is coming to give them money and vote for a youth who is not giving them anything but promises, in quotes. They feel it's promises because when they get there, they might not fulfill what they say. So how do we change that mindset?
Yeah, this is why we need to keep sensitizing our people. We have a huge responsibility of talking to the electorates, talking to eligible voters, but telling them that, look, we have suffered. This idea of money politics has not helped us. So what do? It is better to starve and do the right thing than to have a meal and then everything goes wrong and then we'll go back to the same, square zero. So this is a choice that we have to make for our country. As a matter of fact, people have already sacrificed. They've paid supreme sacrifice for this country. So this sacrifice of staying hungry, I would rather stay hungry and do the right thing so that tomorrow will be better, is the way to go. And we have a responsibility, you and me, have this responsibility in your own little space to sensitize people and tell them what has happened in the past. Remind them that when people come to you and bring 500 naira and tell you to do the wrong thing, and at the end of the day, this is where we find ourselves. Choose today what you want to do. Whether you want to collect 500 or 1,000 naira and sell your vote, or you want to be hungry, knowing that what you're doing, the result will be a better Nigeria. This is something we must do, and we must not fail to do continuously. Do it. We must talk to our people about the importance of electing leaders. And how do you know leaders that will do the right thing? People who have a record of doing the right thing. We have people like that in this country. I make bold to say I'm one of them. And I'm very proud to say that.
I've watched you for a period of time, and I realized that you've done so much in terms of awareness. You've gone beyond, I won't say campaign, but you've gone beyond that ability of convincing, staying at the top to tell people to vote for me. But you've gone as far as coming down to the people, having to be with them, understanding their pain, and in your own little way, supported them with your foundation and empowerment opportunities for the youths in your state, in Benue State to be specific. And what amazes me most is that with the little you have, you've poured in to give to the people. How has it been so far, using your little resources to do so much more?
I want to first of all say I return all the glory to God. It's not about me. Okay, my motivation came from what Mother Teresa said, that if you cannot feed 100, then feed one. And I'll also remind us of what I just said about taking responsibility for everything that we do. It is our responsibility to do the right thing, to sensitize the people. I'm very proud of the foundation. We started the foundation some years ago, and God has been helping us. I want to encourage everybody who wants to help in any way. Try to help in any way you can. You don't need to be a multimillionaire to help. You don't need to be a millionaire to help. You know, help sometimes does not necessarily mean money. There are people out there who just want advice, professional advice. You know, there are people out there who just want a kind word from a colleague or a friend or a neighbor. You know, that is help. So help does not necessarily mean money. And when we set out to assist people using our foundation, we were not going out to distribute money. That's why we don't have the money. You know, it's not that we've tied down money somewhere and we're using it to carry out projects. We initiate projects that we know will be impactful, and a lot of people who see what we're doing, they come in to contribute, and we execute, you know, and account for it accordingly. Then we set out to do another one. And that is why I say God has been helping us, and I return all the glory to Him. There are a lot of people that can help and do a lot more than what we're doing. You know, they have the financial resources, they have the human resources, they are more capable to do some of these things, but they're not doing it. Some of them, not because they don't want to do it, they don't even know that they can have impact on other people's lives. So, as I said, sensitization is very important. We need to educate our people. We need to let them know the importance of good governance. We need to let them know the importance of helping or assisting one another, because we all need help and people need help. So you see, this hand will wash this one will also wash this one. So we all need help, and so let's not just feel that I am contented, I am okay, comfortable, I don't need to help any other person, or I don't need help. You also need help, because with your money and everything, you need help. If you go to hospital, even with your money, there is a nurse taking care of you. You know, there is a doctor taking care of you. If you are going, so we all need help, and we must also do whatever we can in our own little way to provide help to one another or to the next person. So yes, we are very proud of the Kuraun Foundation. There is a lot that God will help us to do in the coming year. We have already done some projects this year, and God is way. There's an ongoing one for the pensioners and the elderly in Benue State. It's called Vision for Pensioners. We are partnering with a foundation in the United Kingdom called Best Foundation. We've already conducted eye examination and eye test so that we get the specifications for the glasses. And by the grace of God, this month we're going to do a distribution of those glasses. So these are some of the things we are doing, and we're very proud, but we return all the glory to God. As I said, anything that you can do to assist a fellow human being, go ahead and do it. You don't need to have all the money before you can provide help. If all of us can do this, in our own little space, the world will change. A lot of things will change. Even the poverty you talk about. There are some people who just need a meal, while some have a lot of food in their houses. They don't know what to do with it. There are some people who just need just clothing, something to wear. They are wearing rags. But we know that there are people with bags, shoes, and clothes that they are no longer using. So, Kuraun Foundation, for instance, we have an office in Boko, in Benue State, where it's called the Charity Shop. So we have that kind of office where whatever you're not using, you bring it to us. We're going to look at it critically if it's something we can clean up, if it doesn't require cleaning up, like washing, dry cleaning, and all that. If it's a bag that is no longer, that needs to be fixed, or shoes or anything. There is somebody out there that needs these things. So we must begin to act in that way, just to make life easy, or easier for those who cannot afford some of the basic things in life. Because the whole essence of living is affordability. Socio-economic security is what we seek from government. People need to afford health care. People need to afford feeding, shelter, clothing, just the basic things in life. So this is what we're targeting, just to raise the material standard of living of the people of Benue State and Nigeria.
The mandate. Why do you want to become the governor of Benue State?
Well, I am challenged. I am highly motivated and inspired to do what I'm doing. And I believe that the right time to do it is now. We cannot keep postponing or sitting on the fence and criticizing what is happening. We need to participate. We need to come in and be part of the decision-making process. We need to offer ourselves to serve people, if we are capable. And I think I'm eminently qualified to do it. In Benue, we have a vision. We have a vision to redefine the Benue of our dream, where security, justice, all inclusiveness, where people will have a sense of belonging, where we can take government or governance to the people of Benue. People will have a sense of belonging. I always tell people that one of the challenges we have in our society today is that even during elections, even during nomination for candidates, people feel disenfranchised. They don't feel carried along. People feel defeated. As a matter of fact, there are people who call this country a zoo country. People have lost hope in the leadership of our states, local governments, and even the country. There are people who say the president is not doing well, he should go. The next president will come, we will still criticize. We will say, oh, Buhari is better, or Goodluck was better, or Obasanjo. This is the way we analyze different leaders. And yet you also have people who will support them. You have people who criticize. But generally, whether they support you or not, we are not living well. We are suffering in this country. And so people like me have decided that, look, I am no longer going to be talking on social media, granting interviews, writing in the papers. I will offer myself because I have prepared myself towards it. We have a development plan. I have done a lot of consultations, different stakeholders, politicians, religious leaders. We have discussed with so many people, and we put up a document that eventually, by the grace of God, is implementable, something that is feasible, something that we can use to fix our state. In fact, our situation in Benue is, I regard it as the worst. It's the worst because our people, who used to be regarded as the food basket of the nation, You see, the basic thing you can have in life is food. Even if you don't have a house, even if you don't have clothes, you should be able to feed. That's the only way you will survive. And Benue is capable of feeding this country. Benue is capable as a state of it because we are so endowed with so many things, natural resources, our agricultural potentials. We must harness that. That is our strength. So if we don't approach this the right way, we will just keep going in circles. So I'm coming on board by the grace of God. We have a plan to be able to unlock the agricultural potentials of our state and take our state back to its rightful place as the food basket of this nation. Raise its gross domestic product and be able to take care of its citizens, visitors, settlers. Raise the material standard of living of our people. The majority of our people are farmers. They have no place to go to. They have no other way to turn to. So you must be able to provide an opportunity, a clear environment, a good environment, an enabling environment for them to be able to do what they know how to do best. This is the way to go for us in the state. And I believe that by the grace of God, it is going to happen when I become God.
Oh, that's amazing. You have any other thing you have to say?
Well, I just want to thank you for the opportunity of this interview. Again, I will ask you to pray for this country, not just praying for this country. Go out there, sensitize the people, particularly the young people. Women should be sensitized. Women are the backbone of the country. The youth too are the backbone of the country. The youth are a commonwealth of this nation. Let us ensure that we have enough youth participation like we've never had in this country, because this is the only way we can salvage our country. We need young men and women who will go out there and work, engage themselves, focus on delivering this country from the current challenges that we have. So sensitize, sensitize, sensitize. And don't forget, make sure you have your voter's card.